Welcome back at WNST, Towson, Baltimore, and Baltimore Positive. Our travels taking us to Essex in this segment, where I have all sorts of sponsors, and I always like to go down to Essex because Pizza John's is there. As long as you don't try to go on a Monday, you're okay, or the 4th of July week, which I made that mistake knowing it only for 45 years. Pizza John's, back River Neck Road. I came home with a pizza that I have never gotten before Pizza John's. I got a mushroom and pepperoni pizza. Don't ask me why I didn't put green peppers. Don't ask me why I didn't put meat sauce on it. Don't ask me why I didn't want sausage. I was just in the mood. I'm going to be in the mood to go to Al's very soon as well and get some crab cakes. Robert Irvine's coming back. I'm into that. I did bring home a half dozen crabs about a month ago. Knocked them around a little bit and enjoyed that immensely. And the cream of crab soup at Al's is, you can't beat it. But when I'm in Essex, I'll be dropping by this week, and the next time I'm here, I have a feeling I'll have some damn good lawyer swag, some Blondell Miller Schuler cups, hats, shot glasses. I don't know what you're giving me over there. Todd Schuler joining us here. They are a little bit of the Penn and Teller. You know, one of them speaks to me. The other one, who's my lifer friend, doesn't come on the show. I don't hold it against Mark Miller because he's busy right now. Todd, it's always great to visit with you. And, for all of my WNST sponsors, I owe you a trip to Pizza John's socially distanced. And maybe you and I should get a pizza and eat it in the park with Mark or something like that. What do you think?
Well, just listening to your intro there, I started to get hungry. I mean, I don't know if it's Pizza John's or Al's or whatever, but now I'm all hungry. What'd you do to me?
Back when I didn't know you and Mark Miller was my lifer friend, we used to gather for pizza and subs and french fries and gravy and whatnot at Pizza John's. I think the socially distanced things weirded me out a little bit for everybody because I really do miss seeing people like you. You know what I mean? Like at some point since March when I was in your office and we were elbow bumping at that point, not sure – that I really did think that we would come together and, I don't know, get an icy delight or something. Something. And now it's getting to the point where it's been 5 or 6 months that I'm starting to worry that my friends are all going to leave me. So I'm trying to get together and figure it out and, I don't know, get a cheesesteak and sit on a park bench 6 feet away and do something like that. I mean, are you seeing people, or are there people that literally 6 months you just haven't laid eyes on it because of this crazy thing?
Well, yeah, I mean, you miss lunch. I miss lunch, man. I do see people. I just saw a buddy. My kids were. My son was boxing, and he's 9 years. He was 9 years old. He's 10 now. But we'd go down to this boxing gym in Fells Point, and he'd take his class. And we had a buddy. His buddy would come along with us, and me and the other dad. I mean, anywhere between Fells Point and my house, high up in the hills of Baltimore County. Somewhere in between the two would be a good Saturday lunch right after boxing and, explore new places and check out new menu items. And I just saw that guy, the other day. I feel like, we spent every Saturday together for a year and barely have run into each other in the last 6 months. And I think, so the patterns are all off. We're missing our usual
the people that you see on opening day you didn't see. The people you see at the Preakness you didn't see. The people that maybe you see at the Heritage Fair on the 4th of July. Or whatever. You have your crawfish thing that you do, right? So the people that you would see in the normal by, I've been going to the same yoga studio for, a better part of a decade. I don't even know most of the people's names in my class. Some of them I've become Facebook friends, by or whatever. But most of them are just people, and I don't know their names. I see them on a yoga mat. I talk to them sweaty, after class or hello before class. But I just want to see those people. And two of them, a husband and a wife, and I don't even know their names. I've known them for 5 or 6 years. I've seen this woman get pregnant, be pregnant, give birth, come back, get pregnant again. And I saw them pushing their kids through the harbor. They're wearing masks. I'm wearing masks. And I said hello to them, and they didn't know who I was. And I was like, no, it's me from the yoga. I know you. Who? And they got by me, and they thought I was a stalker guy. And I said to my wife's like, those people don't know you. And I'm like, no, they know me. I'm wearing a mask. They don't know who I am. My hair is long. Do you know how long my hair is, dude? I haven't had a haircut in 6 months. I mean, my hair is now down to I hide it up under the hat like the Tesla song, I took up my hat. Imagine that, me working for you. So I put all my hair up under my hat now. I don't see people, and when I see them, they don't recognize me because I don't look the same.
Did Manfred Mann do that before Tesla?
Yeah, they did. Yeah.
No, it's the other coaches from the kids' sports. It's how about the bartenders and the wait staff of your favorite spots that you may never see again. You didn't really know their names, but
the ladies at Pizza
Thursday,
John's knew me 2 weeks ago because they know my voice. And my name was on it. It said Ness on it, So the lady that's been selling me pizza for 25 years at Pizza John's, I came in, I said hello, so she knew me, But, for the most part, I don't go out. You know what I mean? And look at me. If you see, I haven't shaved in a week and a half, dude, and I'm about to go, I'm merging my brands. Have I told you what I'm doing with Baltimore Positive and NST? And it's because of people like you. It's Bill Cole's fault.
Bill Cole will talk you into a lot of crazy stuff. You got to be careful there. But
do you know the whole story about Baltimore Positive that I blame it on Bill Cole? I'm wearing his hat right now. I think I am anyway. I never really know what hat I'm wearing. I've been wearing my Sporticulture hat because they have the black magma. I have a brand new Sporticulture lamp, so I want everybody to see that. It's purple, and you should get one because it's awesome. But so Bill Cole, when my wife got sick, this is a true story, man. I can't believe you don't know this. This is how you came into my life, and Mark Miller and Blondell Miller Schule, the whole deal. I mean, Mark's been in my life. He's been trying to avoid me for a while, but he at some point we're getting pizza. You can let him know. I'll let him dribble his basketball, the whole deal. So when my wife got sick in 14 and 15, I was doing a lot of writing. I don't know if you know that. My wife, I thought I was going to lose her at Christmas in 15. I was writing on a daily basis about her illness and my life and promoting things on the show and promoting There Goes My Hero. And Bill Cole said to me, this is true, we were accelerating partners. He said to me, I will sponsor WNST if you don't talk about sports. And I'm like, huh? He's like, no, dude, you've been talking about charities and stuff. You should do segments about churches and schools and good things and people and charities and the leukemia foundation, all of that. He said, I will sponsor WNST if you create a segment where you don't talk about sports. That's true. And I know you've known Bill longer than I've known Bill, I think, right? You go way back with Bill.
25 years probably.
And when I say Bill Cole, people's like, which one? Not the councilman. He's my friend too.
I know that Bill Cole very well, too, but I knew we were talking about...
We're talking about roofing Bill Cole.
My old Calvert Hall buddy, Bill Cole, the roofer Bill Cole.
And when I talk to that Bill Cole, he thinks the other Bill Cole's his father because his father comes on my Facebook page, and I thought it was him, but it's not. It's his dad. It's the other Bill Cole. So anyway, Bill Cole of Cole Roofing, my pal Bill Cole, who you hear on the air, said to me 4 years ago, you need to start doing segments about something other than sports because it moves you, it moves the audience. I listen to it. Joe Rogan does, all of this. And I'm like, okay. So now what that has begat is Don Moeller's losing his friend Kevin Kamenetz and your friend Kevin Kamenetz and then running the county and then me saying who the hell's running the city and me saying to Don, you should come on the radio and we should do a thing where we invite people on about making Baltimore better. And Be More Positive was squatted on as a web place. So I went with Baltimore Positive because it was not squatted on. Then I almost ran for mayor, and then people like you have sponsored me. And now what is happening, Todd Schuler, and it's the first time I'm speaking about this literally to anybody on the air, is that I'm merging NST and Baltimore Positive into a new web place. That in about 2 weeks there's going to be a whole new web platform. So I'm excited about this, and it's because Bill Cole introduced me to you, and Mark Miller said, yeah, let's do this, and we should talk about damngoodlawyer.com, and we should eat, pizza and ravioli at Pizza John's. And now all of it is becoming, along with Don Moeller and all of our sponsors, a completely new place where Baltimore Positive is going to be my own little Willy Wonka place to try to make the world a better place. How about that?
You're doing a heck of a job. I mean, you got some very interesting people and people that are very concerned about the city from various angles. You got the business community, you got the political community. I'm enjoying listening to it. So you're obviously doing a very good job.
Well, you know what I'm going to get on this week, and this is something. You never know. You love not being green room by me because you never know where the conversation's going. It's kind of like going to lunch with me at Pizza John's, right? So this week I'm on a rampage, okay? And I'm going to ask you this question. And I'll leave it open-ended for you. What do you miss the most during pandemic? What can you not do right now? Literally can't do. Because you could go to the beach. You could get crawfish. We could go to Al's and get crabs. We could still go to Pizza John's.
We've been able to watch the Orioles. There's things coming online, but I am. and I'm golfing. I'm golfing more than I've golfed ever before.
Okay.
I just think because it's a good outside activity. So there are things, but my father is sick, and just I get nervous every time I'm around my parents. The other day my mom took my kids and they went mini golfing while I went to work, and I'm like, are you sure? The worst is, do you say no? Like I can't tell my mom. I can't make every decision for my parents. They're going to live their lives, but both of them make me so nervous. So just being around, being able to go up, I mean, I don't live but 20, 30 minutes from my parents, but it's nothing to sit on their back deck and end up sleeping there with the whole family.
Do you go over and sit on the deck and hang out? I mean, I do that with my son, right? I mean,
yeah, I think that interaction to me. Now, I told you before, like, I was talking to Mark about it. I mean, I don't sit in a bar like 60-year-old men used to do 50 years ago, and just waste my life away. But I mean, just to go into a place, basketball practice, go get some wings, and just be in a place where there are people, and like you said, the people that you just very casually know. And I do believe. I mean, there are faces. Yes, the lady at Pizza John's that's worked there for 25 years, she's going to be there, but some of those people that were there a year or two, and some of these places that close down for 3 months and just open up with a brand new staff, I mean, they're going to look a lot different, and you're going to drop some of those, extra characters, if you will, out of your life forever, and that bothers me too. I'm very much looking forward to normalcy, like everybody else. And it can't come soon enough for me.
Well, in the last month since we got together, I have had 2 almost normal experiences around something that was taken away from me that I didn't realize how valuable it was, right? Like, what's the song? Tom Kiefer, Don't Know What You Got Till It's Gone, right? Like the Cinderella song, right? So music, literally music, has shaped my life, right? Like I wrote about it in May. I wrote all my albums, right? All the concerts I've been to and the concert ticket stubs. I started calling around to my musician buddies. Like I got Todd Schuler, the drummer from Styx, on. I had never had him on. I don't know him, but I know the guys in Styx, and I wanted to have him on because he had his own album, and I figured he's doing nothing. Maybe he'll come on, and it'd be fun to have him on, So music has been the thing, bro. And Tommy Conwell and the Young Rumblers were, a big band of mine in the 80s and a band I wrote about in my Almost Famous days. And I follow them on Facebook. And Tommy was doing a sit on the bar stool, socially distanced, outdoor show, like, in a place called Wayne, Pennsylvania, which is by Villanova. It's kind of a affluent suburb of Philadelphia, if there is such a thing. A nice part of Philly, dare I say, right? So, we went up to Philadelphia 2 weeks ago, anniversary. We went to Longwood Gardens, right outside. Big Disney World for arborists, perfectly socially distanced. And then we saw Tommy Conwell from our car. We sat outside. It's called a tailgate show. And this little town like the Avenue, right, in White Marsh, it put on like an area where there's a picnic area and you can park. And every night they invite some Ed Lauer or some Jason Seamer, and they pay him a couple $100. And Tommy Conwell was there tonight. So we went up. We drove 90 miles to watch Tommy Conwell sit outside. And we sat outside, we had a couple of beers, we had some Italian ice, and we had some food, and we drove home. And then on that Saturday, Eddie Lauer the Admiral's Cup's doing a roof thing. So we went over to see Eddie Lauer with Mike Rosigliano and Terry, our friends who have not been out, and they're of the age and wearing a mask. And so we socially distanced from our friends who we hadn't seen in 6 months. And for an hour and a half, we watched Eddie Lauer sing Prince songs. And I have just decided that the music thing, over the next couple of months, unlike the mayor thing, I'm not running for mayor, unlike the Orioles thing, which I can't save and they won't let me in, unlike the Ravens thing where I can't go hang out with John Harbaugh, but I can text him or whatever, I've decided the music thing is going to be my thing, that I am going to invite musicians, places trying to say, I would sell my soul right now for a night at Merriweather with any artist, even with country music. I would even go see like the Dixie Chicks or something I don't even care about, just to go do that. I don't even like whatever they call the pavilion now, down in the middle of the Manassas in the Bull Run battlefield, right?
Oh, yeah.
I don't even like that place, but I will go.
No. Yeah,
You know?
I mean, and Tipitina's is the greatest place.
Right.
Greatest live music place in the world.
Tell everybody where
right
you went to
there on the
school. Give them your story about Tulane. Give them that story.
Well, I went to the closest law school to Bourbon Street. I mean, that came with certain advantages.
That's how you go to damngoodlawyer.com and get you a damn good lawyer. That's how you do it.
Absolutely. I mean, we got our work done, but the New Orleans is just such a musical town, and people like Kermit Ruffins were playing in a pizza shop, not unlike Pizza John's. With maybe 20 or 30 people in there, and then you'd go see the Rebirth Brass Band every Wednesday, and I mean, in little clubs and whatever. But of course, Tipitina's was where it all happened, and not long ago, I think about 2 or 3 years ago, the band Galactic, who had been essentially the house band at Tipitina's, bought Tipitina's. I mean, a place like that is on questionable financial grounds in the best of times. Now they've been on the bench for 6 months of no concerts. I worry about tips. I mean, it's a national treasure, But they've talk about your musical experiences now. They're doing live streams, I think, every Saturday from here through September, and they got bands like Rebirth Brass Band and Anders Osborne, and it's like a $13 you can get on and watch the live stream and feel like you're at Tipitina's.
Rebirth played our Super Bowl party after the game. You know about that, right? Rebirth played in New Orleans when the Ravens won the Super Bowl, the WNST party. It's a fact. You can look it up.
Now, that would be a hell of a celebration because I love my Rebirth.
That happened. That's true, man. I mean, I know every once in a while they bring them down to 8x10 or Rather, put something together. I mean, all of my music friends, I'm having Audrey Schaefer on from the IMP and the 930 Club and Merriweather and Anthem. She's doing this Save Our Music. So that's I'm gonna fly that flag into football season, and if the Ravens play, I'll talk about them. If the Orioles continue to win, Luke and I will talk about them. Where are you with sports, dude? By the way, Todd Schuler here, damn good lawyer. Blondell Miller Schuler, find him in Essex, find him anywhere. Damngoodlawyer.com finds you. But sports, have you? People are mad at me. They're like, you're Baltimore positive, and you're not positive enough. I think it sucks. I think it's Bush League, and I think it's been less than satiating. It would be like you going to Tipitina's and hearing a band that can't play well. You know what I mean? Like a band that's out of tune.
Yeah, but I mean, they're out there. I mean, they're wearing those Oriole uniforms. Hell, they've been out of tune for 15, 20 years, right? and the stands have been just as empty. So
I've been saying they've been serving Sanka in a Dixie cup for 25 years and calling it coffee.
But it hasn't been any different. At least the shortened season, but at least it feels like the O's. But
they have a chance. They have a chance in a 60-game season. I know. I've seen them start 8-7. I know they really do have a chance.
We've caught an inside the park home run. We've had, stolen home. I mean, they're doing fun stuff that doesn't look like Oriole stuff.
Dude. Let's be honest. The highlight of the season thus far, we're at the quarter pole, was the grounds crew of the Nationals.
That looks like the Orioles, yes. But, that's disgraceful. That game should have been called, too. I don't understand why we don't have the win there. But
yeah.
But I got angrier and angrier as we've gotten further away from it. At the time, I just kind of flipped the TV off and figured, what the hell? But
are you enjoying it? I mean, I just from a.
Oh yeah, the NBA looks so cool. I mean, it's almost like you kind of knew that in 2020 there'd be like virtual fans in the stands. You didn't know why, but you kind of knew that it would be like this Max Headroom kind of feel to it. And now it just feels like we're living in the future. I think hockey looks pretty cool. Baseball feels so empty, but I don't know.
Hockey's been tough for me, dude. I mean, the hockey. I've said this a couple times, and I'll say this to you because I've said it on the air. But if you've been listening, it is rhetorical. If I missed 4 Rolling Stone shows this year, I had pit seats, like literally San Diego, Pittsburgh, Atlanta, Louisville. I had $29 flights. We were all Pete and I were all set up. I had 4 Pearl Jam shows, 2 in Oakland. The whole deal, right? Friends set up flights, cheap rooms, tickets on my app, the whole deal. All of it gets taken away. If the Rolling Stones were to come back and Mick were to call right now and do a Zoom with me and say, I'm going to come and play in your living room for just you and your wife. You can't video it, but I'm going to come and do – but I would say, yeah, that's really cool and that's really unique. But you know what? I would prefer that we get through this virus and you just go down to FedEx and play, and I'll deal with the parking. I'll pay the $12 beers, because what I really want is I want you to shake your ass in a stadium with 70,000 other people.
Yep.
Because that's the jam. That I've learned that I didn't know that in March. You know that, but you don't know that. But I'll say this, from an intellectual standpoint, from a COVID standpoint, from where I am, how much I'm enjoying food right now and cooking, how much I'm enjoying quiet time, but how much I miss just hanging out with you and Mark Miller at Pizza John's. You know what I mean? Like, and the fact that I can't fist bump you, hug you, see you smile, laugh, you know, have awkward silence, whatever we have. The Rolling Stones would not be the same on DVD. They wouldn't be the same in a private show. They wouldn't be the same in a drive-in. That there are things about the physicality of the noise. And I'm going to tell you right now, playoff hockey is playoff hockey because of the people. You know, who makes the magic happen of Oriole baseball, Todd Schuler? You make the magic of Oriole baseball happen.
The sound alone of Delman Young hitting the double.
Right.
You know, like that sound coming from that stadium is, and actually the Ravens experience too. When Ray Lewis would come out of the tunnel in the heyday, like that was it would make that hair on the back of your neck stand up in a way that the rest of the game wouldn't. You know, maybe there'd be a pick six that would, you know, be close to that electric, but just him coming and sniffing the grass and doing that dance.
I have videotape.
You had to be in the stadium for it,
dude,
right?
Let me tell you what. Back in 06, 07, 08, I got my first camera that took video that made it go to YouTube. And part of what I'm bringing to life to promote a little bit of promotion for Baltimore Positive, I have 4,500 videos on YouTube. Of all sorts of things, of sitting with Joe Montana at the Super Bowl, of being on Tiananmen Square in Beijing, of being on the Great Wall of China with Cal Ripken, right? I mean, just stuff. I interviewed Cal Ripken over Siberia on an airplane for 20 minutes. I mean, all of that sits on YouTube. So when, you know, I have all of these like sort of old school video, and one of the things I did is I took a video camera up into the upper deck in 6 and 7 and 8 and 9. And I videotaped touchdowns and celebrations of me and all my friends. Goofy stuff I've never put on the internet, right? Because it's too sort of hokey. But it was more like home movies that I didn't have, right? So Ken and Meg, who sat with us at the games, my wife's a blonde because it's back in 7 and 8. Steve McNair's the quarterback. The 13 and 3 year, I have a full video diary of virtually every touchdowns in the Superdome. You know what I mean? Like Rex Ryan going nuts on the sidelines. I have video of all of this stuff. I've never put it together, but what I have is Ray Lewis coming out of the tunnel every game. And you know, I've been going to the game with former Baltimore County Executive Don Moeller, my partner for Baltimore Positive, and I have video. Todd, I have video of Moeller, and I don't want to stand up because I'm wearing my pajamas right now. People might see them because I'm wearing my Chicken Palooza shirt. But like Moeller, this is when he was like maybe chief of staff, maybe before chief of staff. He's probably with Jim Smith at the time. Moeller, I have video. He would go crazy. And I'm going to tell him this because he's going to laugh about it. He would be like all contorted. It was like seeing Moeller dance on Soul Train, if you can imagine, okay? If you can imagine this. He's like all, woo, 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 woo. He was doing all this stuff, right? So I have all the videos of that now that I think about it. And when Ray left, there's nothing that makes Don Moeller do that anymore.
No, I don't know that I've had an experience like that since it. Besides, maybe.
Do you do that too? What I just did on camera, because that's literally because everybody sort of did that in the stadium, right? Like, it's,
you went nuts, and then you're hugging complete strangers and beers.
Now, what has made
everywhere,
you do that since COVID started? Since March 10th, when I left your office, and you guys. I made lunch with you that day, right? The day we went into business together, I thought we were meeting at Pizza John's, and you guys moved the meeting to your office on Eastern Avenue, and we haven't had Pizza John's since.
No, it's 6 months.
You know, you pay for these decisions, you know. You just think, well, we're always going to have a Ray Lewis. We're always going to, you know, and then Sugg shows up doing whatever the hell he was doing, or Matt Judah. I don't know what the hell they're doing. You know what I mean? You're never going to have that again. So that's where I am with the Rolling Stones. That's where I am with Pearl Jam, right? That's where I am with my friendship with you and sitting in a proper booth at Pizza John's and sharing French fries. Dude, I'll let you double dip the ketchup when things get clean. What do you think of that?
Yeah, we'll go back to double dipping, man.
What do you think? I mean, when things get clean. But I miss all of that. But I miss music the most. I mean, I really do. And that's no disrespect to the Ravens or whatever they're going to do, whether they're going to let people in 12,000 strong 5 weeks from now, which sounds like a really bad idea. The Washington football team now said they're not going to have fans. And I said, what's new? They never have fans. Anyway, but I don't know that I want to go over to the stadium with 12,000 people. I don't know that I want to get in a plane and fly to Houston next month and arrive for no one and sit there for no one and interview no one. I don't. If John Angelo's called this afternoon and said, we want to give you back your press pass, we want you to come back to the stadium, I don't know that I want to go over there and get my nose stuck and sit in an empty I mean, I've talked to Luke about it because Luke's been doing it. And it's so dystopian to me and so weird to me that I don't know that I want the hollowness of that experience. You know what I mean? I don't know that I want to fly to Houston just to write about how weird it's going to be.
I think you got to take the crumbs that we're getting now and know that the feast is going to be here at some point. I think you got to get the live stream of the Tipitinas, and I think you got to keep an eye on the O's as they are. And I think you're going to watch whatever you get. I mean, again, what we didn't talk about is college football, which seems like it's falling apart by the day, but college football it's not about football.
Dude, what do these hillbillies think they're doing? I mean, what is the SEC? I mean, you're a legal guy. You're a lawyer, Todd Schuler. What are they doing? I mean,
I don't know. They're trying to give the people what they want, right? I mean, I don't know. I'm done deciding that I'm right and that other people are wrong or whatever. But to me, the college football experience it's game day, being out there at the campus and people, gathering with their crazy signs and. It's so much more than just running out there and putting on football that I just that one to me, I would take the Rolling Stones in my living room. But
by the way, where have you been to games in college football? Because you spent how much time did you spend in New Orleans? 4 years or like a lot more than that?
3 in New Orleans and then 4 in Mobile, Alabama. So I got up to Tuscaloosa, got out to Auburn. I didn't do as much as I should have.
See, I did a lot of that in the 90s, like when the Ravens. And, my wife is giving me kind of a hard time for 17 years about it because, 96, 97, 98, those years, if you go back, we had weird schedules. Like we played in Jacksonville. So, I mean, I saw the Terps play in Tallahassee. I saw LSU play in Athens. I saw UCLA play in Tuscaloosa. I saw LSU play at the Grove in Ole Miss in Oxford. I saw LSU play in Knoxville at Neyland on a Titans trip in 99. So, I would literally... I waited my whole life to get a football team, right?
Yeah.
And when 96 happened and I was single and traveling and doing my thing, I would always pair any of those games with a game. I never went to Notre Dame. I never went to the Big House. Still haven't been there.
What about Morgantown?
I've never been to Morgantown.
That one's on my list.
Never been to Morgantown.
Pencil us down for Morgantown when
But by the time my wife got into my life in 2003, I was sort of more of a mindset of on a Saturday, I didn't want to drive 300 miles. My wife and I almost drove a couple of years ago from Houston to Texas A&M to see an Alabama A&M game because I wanted to go to college. I almost did that about 3 years ago. But that's the closest I've been to doing something like that. A year ago, Maryland played Michigan in Michigan the same weekend the Ravens were in Cleveland. So there were, I've looked at a few things. I literally have looked at a few things. I almost went to Notre Dame a couple years ago. I haven't had the mojo. I'm older now. I mean, no offense. It's just I haven't had the mojo. I almost went to an Oregon-Washington game last year at Husky Stadium in Seattle, but my flight landed late, and it was raining sideways. Tickets were $225. It was a big game. It was a really big game.
And a totally underrated college football town.
And I wanted to go to Husky Stadium. Well, it was in Seattle, and I had never been. I'm just at the point now, I'm not going to get to Wimbledon. I'm not going to get to Husky Stadium. I don't think I'll ever drive to Notre Dame. I'm not interested enough. I've been in every baseball. it's weird for me, but like I will tell you that the Grove in Oxford, Mississippi was one of the greatest experiences I've ever had in my life. Better than Alabama, better than I went to Florida. I went to Gainesville. I saw LSU play Florida one weekend when the Ravens played the Titans. You know what I mean? Like, or not the Titans, the Jaguars in 99 or 2000. So, like, I did all of those things. I didn't do Auburn. So I was really, really into it, bro. I was nationally syndicated. I mean, I got taken to Oxford on a junket. Sponsors brought me in to Biloxi. I had the rib cage, brought me into Biloxi, put me up. I mean, like, it was big time when I was syndicated. I loved it. But I don't know what the hell they're doing, because the whole reason they're trying to do this is to gather, and that's the whole thing we're trying not to get them to do.
Nah, I think they're going to sputter. I think they're going to talk brave about getting going for the next couple of weeks. I mean, anybody alive outside of the Power 5 conferences? Is it really just down to the Big 12, the SEC, and the ACC? Right? I mean, the other ones are the Pac-12's out, Big 10's out, and I think all the minor conferences.
But the NFL's in. You know what I mean? Like, the NFL's in, and they're going to do their protocols, and the Marlins are still playing, and the Card. I mean, you want to talk sports, dude? That's all I've done around here the last 2 weeks. And to be honest with you, I just wonder what the hell they're thinking. You know what I mean?
NFL's a different animal now. You got paid athletes, number one. You can create. They're not going to have a bubble, I guess, like the NBA is able to pull off. But I think you can keep a little bit better control over the situation. And I don't think the experience of the NFL is as steeped in off-field traditions as college football is. I always said the NFL is like 32 names, 32 colors, basically cookie cutter. They're all very similar to me. Whereas,
in the South, if they play these games and if they let people come, God forbid, but if people don't come, everybody's cousin's going to be gathering in somebody's man cave basement, and that's what they're trying to avoid, literally, right? Like, I mean, like as a society.
You don't think I'm wrong for watching, though, right? I mean,
no, I think the sanctioning of this is foolish, right? I mean, we saw what happened to UCLA. I mean, and for the Ravens to think it's going to stay out of home, okay, all right, you better lock Earl Thomas up somewhere. That's all I'm going to tell you, because I've seen how these guys behave, and if you think they're going to be safe, they're not. And the Marlins aren't going to be safe. The Cardinals aren't safe. We'll see, but I'm trying to figure out what they're doing. And Todd, I mean, I'm a sports guy. I've loved sports forever. Part of what I love about sports is fairness, integrity, all of that. This baseball, there's no integrity to this, right? I mean, you can watch it, you can laugh about it and say it's a nice exhibit. If the Orioles make the playoffs, that's all you need to know, that there's no integrity in this. Literally.
If the Orioles make the playoffs, we're going to pop the champagne just like we would any other year. This is going to be fantastic. You got to I'm telling you, you got to get out of that all or nothing mentality, there's something. Take the something that we could be in for the long haul.
I never thought I'd want them to bring Jim Hunter back or Gary Thorne, but at least give me entertaining broadcast. That's all I'm asking for. Ben McDonald, I'm good with. I want to be entertained.
Been doing a hell of a job.
I want to be entertained. That's all I want to do. So that's all. And hey, inside the park home runs where the ball rolls to the Rocky statue and the Phillies figure out how to throw it back. Hey man, if that's what it takes, it does look a little bad news Bearsy. I'm going to tell you.
I got it, but we might not. Nothing says that this has to be over this time next year or this time the year.
This might be all we got. All right.
We got to take.
All right.
You got to eke it out. Like we're in Siberia right now. We got to find some hot coals and put them in our pockets and rely on that warmth and a little bit of joy we can eke out of this thing, right?
I already began this by chastising you and Mark Miller for not joining me at Pizza John's the last time we got together. We still haven't had Pizza John's together. And I've already proposed to you that I would come down there, get some pizza, we could sit on a park bench somewhere. Go over to the elementary school, up the street, off Stemmer's Run. We'll sit in Stemmer's Run, right in the park where I played football right there. We sit right there and we can have pizza. What do you think?
Next time you're here, I promise. On me.
You got Rocky Point Porters. You got all sorts of space down there in Middle River. Just socially distancing with a pizza is easy to do.
Yep.
Done.
I'm in.
Tell everybody about your law firm and everything going on at Blondell Miller Schuler and how Mark's been my friend for since 1979, and you're the one that does all the spokesperson work here.
Blondell, Miller, and Schuler. We're here. Personal injury cases, your car crashes, your wrongful death, your workers' compensation. We've been doing it, and we've been doing it exclusively, as a firm with our predecessor firms for 50 years. We have a staff that has been here. A large majority have been here for many decades, and we're available. When you're out there and you get hurt at work or you get hurt by somebody else's negligence, give us a call. We're right here on Eastern Avenue, where we've been, again, for 40 years, and we appreciate the business.
I appreciate your sponsorship and the fun chats. Former delegate, Todd Schuler. Mueller always tells me I have to refer to everyone in office by their office name. It's hard for me sometimes. I called the Senate President Bill the other day, and I got, come on now. We had Johnny O on. You know what I called him? Johnny O. Right.
Johnny would have it no other way.
Johnny and I did 35 minutes with Don Tuesday night on Zoom, and, I call him Johnny, and Don's like, county executive. You got to call him county executive. And I'm like, all right, when am I going to get a title other than Nasty Nestor? And now Nasty's, off for vice president. I'll let you go with that one. Be good. Enjoy yourself. DamnGoodLawyer.com or give him a call, 410-687-7878. Blondell, Miller, and he's Todd Schuler. And I'll know where you'll be this weekend. Tippetine is online, all right?
All right.
I'm learning more about you, Todd Schuler. It's all good. SEC football, maybe. Big Ten football, not so much. NFL football, we'll see. Luke's on it. From Owings Mills to Camden Yards to Shrewsbury, Pennsylvania. You can find him, Luke, at WNST.net for all of our sports reports. We are merging this with that. WNST.net, AM 1570, Towson, Baltimore. We're calm. We're local. From Essex to Dundalk, we are Baltimore positive.